So, why would a healthcare professional need to build a personal brand? I can think of a few things. So, let's get into it. Hey y'all, Kim here. How y'all doing out there? Welcome back to the Digital MP YouTube channel, a place where healthcare professionals can get online branding tips. Today we are back with another video. I got my notes here and I'm ready to go to share some good tips and tricks and strategies. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, I feel like how do you start a YouTube channel about online branding and building a brand as a healthcare professional? Well, I think first what we need to do is we need to talk about why you need to build a personal brand. There's a lot of reasons why a healthcare professional would honestly, need to build a personal brand, especially online. And I say online because we live in a digital age now. Gone are the days where the primary way to market yourself and to do advertising is to take out an ad in the paper, right? So many of our print has gone online. That's for one, but building an online brand is honestly a necessity at this point. I often say, and you're going to hear me say often, that having a Facebook page is really like having like a license. If you're a business and you don't have a Facebook page at the bare minimum, a website, then I often wonder, how are you getting in your business and how are you scaling? How are you growing, right? But when I really start to think about like, what are some of the tips that I would give like a friend or, a colleague of mine that just happens to just ask me this question off the shy? One of them is the first thing I would like to say is this: whether you feel you have a brand or not, you have a brand. Believe it or not, you already are a brand. Really simply put, branding is nothing other than what you're known for, right? Your reputation, how people view you. So even if you're not a business owner, you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you have a brand even at your employer. And one of the things that I tell many of my clients, as well as friends that are colleagues of mine as well, is that you're going to have to make the decision who's going to write that narrative for you. Are you going to allow your employer to write that narrative for you? Or are you going to take control and write and be the author of your own story? For me, I want to be the author of that story. Why? Because many of us who have worked 9 to 5 jobs, you can't fully spread your wings and you're not always giving your full self. None of us really are at work. And so to have your own brand, to be known for something, to have a stamp of who this person is, you already have it whether you know it or not. So you might as well be the one that controls the narrative about yourself. Another thing I would like for you to consider is that as a healthcare professional, you have a lot of transferable skills that can translate over industries. I know it's hard to believe, but especially if you are a person who provides direct patient care, you probably know a thing or two about therapeutic communication. You probably know a thing or two about conflict resolution, collaborative team efforts, right? I know for myself, I am a nurse practitioner, as I've mentioned before, and I have worked in different environments with different types of discipline and multidisciplinary, positions, and having to work as a team. Well, guess what? Those types of skills is, even if you feel like they're very small, they are very impactful, very much impactful, and are used and utilized in other spaces. Time management alone, especially me being a nurse, I remember working the floor and also now as a nurse practitioner, having to juggle so much at once. Many people are tapping you and asking for this or that or all these things and having to juggle all that. There are some professions that don't have to juggle as much as we do on a daily basis. That's something that can transfer and translate into other industries. And by being aware and utilizing those transferable skills, you can really find yourself in a space that is what I like to call healthcare adjacent. So it's not like working in a clinic or a hospital where actual direct patient care is happening, but there are many opportunities out there that service not only the healthcare professional, but also our patients. And they need people like us to come in to help build out their initiatives, to build out their programs. This is actually how I really got into the consulting space and the speaking space, because I was hired on to help build out learning curriculum. There have been organizations that I have worked with that they offer continuing education courses for healthcare professionals, but they themselves are not healthcare professionals. And so they have to hire people to come in to say, what do y'all need to learn right now? What is the hot topic right now? Well, who better else to do that than a person who is actually in the field, right? And so I have been able to unlock many opportunities, from serving as a subject matter expert on panels, even in my own job, being able to be a part of committees, education committees that really gave me the authority that I can then leverage to then be able to be a coach, to then to be a consultant and a business owner. And the final tip that I would like to share with you is, simply put, freedom. Freedom to practice the way that you want to on your own terms. Now, let me explain this a little bit, because I think when we talk about freedom, people oftentimes just default to like financial freedom. And yes, that is a freedom. And yes, you can have financial freedom by building your own brand, right? But for me, when I started my YouTube channel, I started it because there was a passion that I had, and I saw an issue, and I had some solutions. And I would take some of those solutions to my employers, to my supervisors. And many of those, if not all of them, honestly, did not take off. They didn't get off the ground. They didn't see the light of day. And at first I was discouraged. Like, maybe I missed the mark. Maybe this isn't a big issue. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to share these things on my own platform. And just like that, boom, success. I found an audience that was interested in the same things that I was interested in. They were passionate about the same things that I was passionate about, and they wanted to learn more. And as I was learning, I was sharing more, and they were digging it. And then companies started to find me and say, "Hey, can you come on and, you know, share what you know?" And it gave me the freedom, because these opportunities, yes, they were paid. So that did give me some financial income, but it also allowed me to have creative freedom. And I think as scientific professionals, we feel like we don't have creativity, but we do. Think about how creative someone has to be to do experiments and research. You have to think outside of the box. All our modern medicine is all based on somebody asking the question why, or what if, or can we. It's thinking outside the box. Creativity is a part of us at our core. So we all desire and should be striving after being creative with our practicing, with our solutions for our patients, right? And that's something that has given me so much freedom internally. Also, time freedom. When you make more money and you're able to own your own brand, you can say who you work with, when you work, how you're going to work. And to me, it's the ultimate freedom. It's not just the financial, it's not just the time freedom, it's not just work from anywhere. It's that I have total control over what I do. And so these are my tips. I can go on and on, but when I'm really thinking about, if I'm talking to somebody that's even asking the question, why do I even need to start a brand? These are some of the first things that I would say to you. And so if this has been good, if you've not already subscribed, I would like to invite you to join my YouTube community, the Digital NP, and also check the description box, because I have a lot of different free resources that could really be beneficial for you to start that online brand, to start that personal brand. Again, you have been sitting here with Kim, the digital MP, and we'll catch you later. Bye.